One of the things that make you exposed is what facing the public. So we're going to listen today how you can face the public. It's not easy. It's not easy. Me, if I go, I'll clean up my sweat now. It's not easy. So please join me in welcoming Chidi Otume Hansi for public speaking. Please clap for him. Clap for him.
Good evening. Alright, it's a privilege here. I want to start by saying that when you hear public speech, a lot of us, when you hear public speaking, the first thing that happens to your heart just leaps. And every public speaker, some of us would think, who are great speakers? How did they become great? What happened to them? Why is it that Barack Obama can speak like this? Why is it that when you listen to Malcolm X, when you listen to Martin Luther King, they call them great speakers? And you're wondering, how can I be like this? What is public speaking? Before I start, I would like to have maybe one medical student, one technical, and one student from economics. Maybe I'll call Bidemi, please come. No, please come to the front. University, economics. Mr. President, please come. Thank you very much. Okay, what is public speaking? Let me start that. Besides, the CV, the speech, the teaching on the CV was very wonderful, but I never want to write the CV. I don't like writing CV. So I don't think I pray I don't write the CV, but I don't know. Now, if you talk about public speaking, what is public speaking? It simply means talking to an organized set of people, a group of people, a coordinated people, and that is public speech, like what we are doing here. What I'm doing here is public speaking. What Makama was doing, what every other person here did, was public speaking. Now the problem is, how do I go about this? Many people wonder, how do I speak in public? Is it a magical thing? Is it very difficult? Like, how do they do it? Like, what are they saying? How they compose themselves? Now, they compose themselves as based on certain principles that govern public speaking. The first thing you should know is who is speaking. Now, when we talk about who is speaking, that person will be you, could be someone else. The next thing is to whom. Now, most people, the problem they have with public speaking is not fear of standing. It's the fear of not knowing what to say, or not knowing how to say it. That is the major fear about public speaking. It's not the fear of people. Yeah, some people have phobias of people. But the major fear is what to say. Even if you know what to say, how do I say it? Now, when I say to whom is me, as I am speaking. To whom? It means who am I speaking to? Now, to be a good public speaker, you have to understand to whom you are speaking to. Why? You have to understand based on gender, academic qualification, or academic status at the level they've achieved in life. Age. Let me give an example. If I'm to speak to market women, we all know market women in Africa. If I have a national conference of market women, and they call me, maybe it's later in the future, they call me professor of medicine, and they say, I should come and speak. I am a professor, and I'm speaking to who? Market women. It's one. I'm a professor in medicine, and I'm speaking to medical students. Two. I'm a professor in medicine, and I'm speaking to bankers. Three. What is the difference? Why am I setting these examples? Because sometimes public speaking becomes very boring. Sometimes the aim of speaking is defeated because you don't understand. The speaker did not understand to whom he's speaking to. Now, if I'm speaking to primary school people, if I'm speaking to children in primary school, my terminologies will change. Am I correct? Yes. So a good speaker must know when to use the right terminology. Should know what terminology, or what words, what things you should say to a particular set of people. If I'm speaking to a primary school student and I come to use the word idiosyncrasy, and I'm telling them the paper is just tabula rasa, the child is not understanding because the first aim of public speaking is what? Passing a message, is giving information. Now that child or those people will not understand what I'm trying to say. Now I want to give an example now. Three of you please listen to me. Listen to me very, very well. I want to give an example. Yesterday, I went to see an otorhinolaryngologist. Teddy, what did I say?
I can hear you.
Yesterday, I went to see an otorhinolaryngologist. What did I say?
Otorhino what?
Do you understand what I said?
You went to see somebody yesterday.
No, do you understand what I said?
No, I understood your action.
You don't understand what I said? Who is that person?
The person has to do with otolaryngologist.
Okay. Now, among the three of them, I said otorhinolaryngologist. Teddy said he understood what I said. No, he could hear me, but he did not understand. No one said he only understood my gesture. Billy said he knows and he said what it meant. What am I trying to say? If I am speaking to a particular set of people, my words should change. If I'm speaking to people and I want to tell them I want to see that kind of doctor, it's better to say I went to see an ear doctor or to see ear, nose, and throat doctor. Now everybody here understands what nose, ear, and throat means. Did I communicate?
Yes.
But if among the three, if I was just speaking, only Bidemi would have understood what I meant. Now, when the crowd, when your people, your audience don't understand you, they get lost. As a good public speaker, you must carry your audience along at every given time. Now, how do you do this? Whatever example you are giving should be relevant to that topic. Should be relevant to the set of people you are speaking to. I don't need to speak complex English when I'm talking to children from high school, or when I'm seated among professors. I am permitted to use words, giant or mighty words. This is whom. This is whom. Now I'm considering the effects. How do I do this? Now I know I am speaking. I know to whom I am speaking. Now I'm asking, what am I talking about? What am I talking about? Where am I saying what I'm saying? And what is the effect that it will have? The way I speak in church is different from the way I speak in the mosque. If I get an invitation today and they say, Professor Sosa and so please, the National Association of Atheists, would like to have you speak to them based on your qualification or based on your achievement, in business, based on your achievement in this, we'll be honored to have you. And we'll be honored if you honor our invitation. And I say, I honor. I'm coming to the National Association of Atheists. And I'm a Christian, I'm born again. I know that they are atheists. And I come to that place. Maybe because when I preach, I have a particular kind of song I sing. And I come there, I'm giving them a speech. And they start, sweet Jesus, sweet, And I say, okay, let us pray. What do you think the effect of the atheists will be at the first instance? They begin to lose interest. If you care something, some people will begin to walk out. Why? Because I did not understand I was coming to speak what? To atheists. So when I'm coming to speak to atheists, is it appropriate that I pray? Or no, as a good public speaker? It is not. It is inappropriate to pray. If I should pray before I get to the stage. Why? Because I am not communicating. They don't understand what I'm about to do. If you are speaking to women, you need to talk about feminine issues. When you are bringing example of main issues, it should be relevant to the topic. A public speaker should learn how to what? Stay on point. Because when you're on point, you keep on what? Building the attention of your audience. The attention of the audience should be a priority to the speaker. Now, how does the speaker know what's going on in the audience? Eye-to-eye contact. The speaker must be able to observe what he's saying, the effect of what he's saying. A good speaker, when he's saying something, when he's saying a point, and it becomes boring, it is best for him to switch. If a speaker is giving an example, I'm giving an example here, and people are not getting what I'm saying. To be a good speaker, I will switch to something that people will follow me on. So when you understood who, to whom, what you're talking about, If they call me as a medical doctor and they say, come and talk on oil and gas, and I come to stand here, and I tell you, last night I was in a surgery, a patient of 32 years had appendicitis, and I performed an appendectomy, and then the patient, and I begin to use something that's irrelevant to oil and gas. Now, it doesn't matter my profession. Now, being a good speaker is not limited to a profession. It is not limited to become like you're a doctor. No, it doesn't matter. You're a nurse, you're an engineer, it doesn't matter. If you understand this point, who, what, the effect, how do I pass my message, then you can become a good speaker. Now, when you know the relevant time, when you should use the relevant terminologies, the set of people you're talking with. I gave these three people now something, and one person got it. Let me ask another question. What is HTML? You know, when you open your internet, you say HTML. What does it mean? You don't have an idea.
I used to say, but I don't.
Maybe have you tried before? Do you have an idea?
A little hypertext something.
Hypertext. No, can you tell us what it is?
Hypertext markup language.
He said it is. If I were to be an engineer and I come to the public and I said the HTML, or I say the IC, I know there's a computer, electronic, something called IC. IC, I don't know what it is, maybe something inside. Now, if you come to say IC as a medical student, I will start intracellular. Give me another example of IC. Intensive care. Intracranial. You see, I begin to say things, I begin to understand things my own way. A good speaker does not give the public to understand things the way they want. You want them to understand it the way it is. That's why most people go out and say, this is what I think. It shouldn't be what you think. Don't make people think what you think. Make them know what you're saying. So when you use the correct terminology at the right place, nobody will begin, what did he mean? What did he mean by IC? Maybe intravenous, maybe something like that, and then you begin to wonder. So a good speaker makes sure that whatever he says is relevant to the set of people. Now, the effect, and how to elicit that effect, how to bring about that effect. How? What is my method? What am I going to use? How am I going to do this? I want to speak to children. I'm going to talk to children. What is that children like? What can I catch their attention with? What do I do? If I'm going to speak to children, I bring things like toys. Am I correct? I put things like toys around. Imagine the teachers that when you want to collect a child, or want to examine a child, when the child is playing with you, allow the child. Sometimes give the child the stethoscope. And the child becomes what? At ease. The child he begins to play with what, and you're using another thing, and you're checking, you're doing your thing while he does his own thing, or his own thing. So that is what it is. You watch the crowd, you know what you're talking about, you know how to pass this information. Am I using graphics? If I'm using graphics, if I'm using a projector, am I involving numbers, pie charts, and things like that? I'm showing women that don't know how to read pie charts. And what is the other one that's long?
Bar chart.
Bar charts. And they don't know what it is. Market women, they don't know what it is. Now, it might be wonderful, it might be good. In public speaking, it's not what is good for you that's the best. It is what is good for the public that is the best. Anyone that can carry the crowd along is a good speaker. When they got a motivational speaker, it is just that the man knows what to say, how to say it, and where to say it. That's what the motivational speaker is. When Barack Obama speaks, he will go to Turkey and will motivate them and they will shout, they will hear him because he's saying things that are relevant to people that was in Turkey. When it comes to Africa, he will say something and they shout. It's not because he's so super, because he knows what do I say, to whom am I speaking to, and how do I say it. Now, in public speaking, I know there's some sort of this. There's fear, there's stage fright. Am I correct? There's stage fright. But let me tell you that I don't think it's not. For those of us that have been speaking in public for long, you know that even when you are used to public speaking, the first time they call you again for to speak in public, it's natural you have just swim. You are not afraid. It's not like you're not, you've been doing it. But let us welcome and the clap, your heart person does tachycardia, increase heart rates, and before you know, okay, you are calm. Public speaking comes with exposure. Somebody was talking about exposure here. The first time I spoke in public was when I preached. I was like 7 or 8. I was talking the topic in Bible, when I was a child. And if I can remember myself, I remember that the first time I spoke, I messed up. It wasn't coordinated. I was a child. But subsequently, I kept on what? Building. What am I going to? In public speaking, you grow. You grow. And always give yourself the opportunity to learn. Always give you the opportunity to face the crowd. If you face the crowd once and you flop, you will go back and reconsider. When you're facing the crowd the next time, you will do better. When you're facing the third time, the fourth time, the fifth time, you become better. Don't always say until I become better, until I build my confidence. There's no appropriate time to build your confidence. Exposure matters. It is the best antidote for stage fright. There are many drugs they give you, anxiety, if I don't stop worrying with medical drugs, they give you for stage fright. But the best antidote, in psychology, they tell you, take the person there. If this brother is afraid of snake, and I want to cure him of that phobia, it's not drugs. Take him to a room full of snakes, drop him there, and lock the door. By the time he shouts and cries, nobody opens the door. He sees that there's nothing else he can do. He will sit down. The next day, you do nothing to him. If he stays there for 2 weeks, you say, these snakes don't harm. That is the best way to settle stage fright. So stop saying, until I become 35, maybe I will go for public speech school and things like that. No. When you have the opportunity, you use it, learn, make your mistakes, and work on it. Thank you very much.
Well, I believe you all have your questions, right? But before then, first of all, I will see if we have questions targeted to what we've learned today, the presentations. Then just some few. Then we'll give rooms for questions to our special guests. But before then, somebody has a presentation. Please, 2 minutes. And if I say 2 minutes, I mean 2 minutes. Please, let us join me and welcome Grace for her presentation. Announcements. Oh, sorry. Announcements. Okay, so I'll make it 1 minute, 15 seconds.
Good evening, everyone. My announcement concerns Campus Read, a program organized by a number of people. My office showcase the NSA, our sponsors, friends and family, and every participant. Now, Campus Raid comes up on the 21st of April, Peremohadim at the center, Chefcheka Divenaset Sim 27. And the time for the program is 2 to 6 p.m. Now I want to give you a quick rundown on what the program is about. We're going to have several events, talent show, singing category, dancing category, whatever it is that you do that is special, we want to see it because I know we have a lot of talent in Ternopil. Also, we have makeup competition. We're going to take it like, it's going to be a backstage thing. We'll judge the makeup artists from the models. We're going to have battle of the sexes between the male and the female. We want to know who knows who better. The guys will answer questions concerning the girls, and the girls answer questions concerning the guys. We're also going to have cultural dance exhibition. We don't want to lose track of where we came from, so we want to always keep ourselves informed of how well we are in touch with our grassroots. We're going to have modeling, product and service exhibition, whatever it is you sell, whatever it is you do, and you want us to know. You can bring it forward on that day, we'll give you time, to speak about it. Also, we're going to launch a website, Close Reaction. It's a trade website, it's a social network website. You can do a lot of stuff, you can listen to comedy music, you can advertise whatever you have to sell, whatever it is you do. Do you make hair? Do you cut hair? Do you sew clothes? Do you design? Whatever. Also, we're going to be collecting contributions to charity. It's a thing of choice. We've been collecting things, clothes, whatever it is you have, you want to give out, shoes, money. We'll be doing that on Sunday, not on that particular day. And there'll also be surprise packages, performances, coverage from media houses in and outside Ukraine. So I'm encouraging all of you to just come and be entertained. We want to really, really entertain you that day in several different ways. And there's a gate fee, 50 hryvnias. So please, tickets are ready. You can contact me or Troy or Fola Shade, Leke. Yeah, numbers are on the posters on Facebook. So please, I'm encouraging you to come out for the program and be entertained. Thank you very much.
I will give you 10 seconds. Okay, please. Put your over to you.
Good evening. I just want to share an event that we'll be organizing next week. The event will be organized by Global African Dialogue, and it's a one-day symposium on how informal education can foster development in Africa. I believe most of us here are Africans. So, and right now we are engaging in informal education. We also made this announcement during the African Youth Summit, and these are like the kind of events that they're under the term informal education, and they can give you, we've talked about exposure, skills, knowledge. So when you engage in these kind of things, we'll be discussing different things, how you can go back home and impact into others through informal education, not just the four walls of the university or high schools and so on. So we'll be having some experts who will be sharing some light on informal education, and also it will be an open forum where everyone will be able to contribute and give their opinions on informal education. The venue of the events will be at the Technical University, room 58, Ruska number 56. The time is 11:30 a.m. So we'll be starting by 11:30 a.m. on the dot. There is no African time. So an event will only last for 2 hours. So we'll start by 11:30 a.m. and end by 1:30 a.m. So I will be very, very happy if you see so many people here and more people there on that day. Tickets? There are no tickets, it's free. It's just, date 7th April, next week Saturday. Thank you. other announcements, Igbo Day will be on the 13th of March. And secondly, there's a billiard competition. Those of you that know how to play billiard, it's organized by Entertainment. Pascal is there, so just meet him. Rumba Club upstairs. It's going to be really nice.
Okay, please clap for them. Tell down your announcement. If you will, maybe you can put in your CVO. Okay, now forum for questions. We don't really have time, so maybe the first 3 questions will be okay. Okay, for our presentation and for, okay, please, the lady, let me start with ladies first. No, I'll bring it back to you. Just introduce yourself a little bit.
Actually, I don't have a question. I just have a slight contribution to the resume thing. Because from my knowledge, there's a difference between resume and CV. And the difference is the content and the length. Usually, a resume is brief and shorter. It's like 1 page. But the CV is usually longer. And it contains all this like research and all those stuff. And usually, if you're applying for something like master's or further education, you should use a CV. But if you're applying for some jobs, they actually request for a resume. So if they request for a resume, it's appropriate to submit a resume and not a CV. Because a resume is like, I'm just going to, in layman terms, it's just like the difference between a story and the summary of a story. The resume is like a summary of all the skills you acquired, while the CV is a long details.
Please clap for her. Okay. So we'll give no money. Please introduce yourself.
My name is Emmanuel. Medicine focus. Okay. Please, my question is on. I have 2 questions here. One, Pastor Daniel, you talked about delay in destiny. That's career delay. Please, I want you to elaborate more on whose side is this delay coming from? Will it probably come from? Is it from me hoping for this job, or from the company or the employees? The employers that I'm expecting to give me this job. And again, Pastor Marachi, you talked about the things you want to change in Nigeria. Yeah, which I know that each and one of us patriotic Nigerians will also have many things to change. But then we talked about things we've learned here, that is time, keeping to time. So in this juncture, I want to really express my anger or unhappiness on the speakers. You guys really do not encourage us by coming very late, actually. Yeah. And then again, I want to know, please, how can we stop this late stop? How can we stop it first here? Yeah, how can we stop it here? Please, I want to hear that. How can we stop it here? Please, one house. Yeah, let me tell us, this coming late, this late you guys have come, it has caused a lot of damage.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. She will answer the question. Okay. Okay. What's your name?
My name is Ayola Delano Ismail from Technical University. I want to contribute on actual skills. Actually, I'll use my field of discipline as an example. So many people believe that the computer science student should not have a format system, for instance. You should be able to write a program for you to cheat on the examination board, things like that. But actually, not really. What they actually what they teach us at the university, just introduction to those things. So if call your friend, for instance, please format my system, and he said, no, I don't really have an idea. How come computer science can format a system? But these things are additional skills that we try to get outside the class. Like some of us, we are so lucky that we acquired this skill before we came to Ukraine. So, but some of us, they they try to like gather these skills. They meet their friend with their please teach me. Another example is the medical student here. He called me and they please I want to know how to design a website. I said, wow, how to design a website? Okay. And the guy is doing well actually now, and I'm very sure that he's going to put it in his CV. So.
Okay, the last. Okay, you'll be the last. You'll be the last. Yes, introduce yourself.
David. Actually, mine is not a question, it's just a contribution.
Okay.
I believe we're here to learn. And the most important thing I picked out of what the speakers said was what Chide said. The topic is very, very interesting because most of us will get back to our countries, Nigeria, Ghana, they won't get to ask you to solve maths or to do something at that point. The first thing you can do to show people the kind of person you are is how you can address them. And the thing I'm trying to add to what Chidi said is, if you think for now you're still scared of talking to people or facing people, you should just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. I remember when I came to Ukraine in 2007, Chidi used to be my Secretary General. Then I can't stand people. I can't face crowd. I can't address people. But with time, come on, I can do that. So this is very, very important. We should pick from this program. The fact that we're going to go back home and we can't even stand people back in Nigeria and you understand?
Okay.
Hi everyone. I come from Pakistan. I've just come here about a month back, and my question is I definitely don't want to go back to my country. I mean, it's not that I don't like it, but the situation over there is just so dangerous. Every day there's bombing happening, people dying. So I would like to know can we find work over here? And the question basically is, how will we transition from a student visa to a work visa? And has anyone done it before?
Okay.
Because I don't see anyone.
Since there are a lot of contributions, we'll take one last question. This is the last. A contribution. Who has the question? Question. Okay, last question. Wait, who has a contribution? Let me see your hands. One. So many. 1, 2, 3. Pero, since you've spoken, I'll take just these 3. But your contribution will come after the answers. We'll see whether we have time. Okay, the last question.
I want to address Chidi. He mentioned something about facing public and speaking. Okay, there are some crowds that you talk to that you have to interact with them and then they will respond back to you. And then sometimes you get unsatisfactory remarks, comments from the audience you're talking to. How do you react to that? How do you cope with that?
Question closed. Okay, who is ready to answer? Okay, please clap for him.
Thank you very much. It's very, very common. It's not something that is rare that sometimes speakers go to some places and they speak and the response they get is not good. Now, there are various factors that can cause that. One of the factors is, like I said before, saying something you should have said at that point. Example, if I go to Manchester in UK, and I'm in Manchester, and I know that in Manchester City, you are either a Man U fan or a Man City fan, and I'm called upon to give a speech to talk about something, and I go to the podium, and I begin to flaunt Chelsea because I'm a Chelsea fan. Now, the very best response I will get from sports fans is to start throwing things at me and bullying me. Because one, if I'm a good speaker, when I get to Man City, I become a Manchester fan. If I want to follow the crowd, when I get there, I become a fan of that team. Wherever I am, I'm the fan. I support them. Don't go against them. Now, when you say some things that are reasonable and you did not say anything, and someone just throws something at you or says something at you or make you say a remark that is personal or that is not relevant to, it's not your fault. As a good speaker, you don't address that. You just continue your speech. I think there are people that can address it. You don't get angry and walk out of the podium and say, somebody threw something at me or somebody said something that is bad. If you're a good speaker, you maintain what you're doing. And it makes the person foolish. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Thank you. If I got it right, it's as regards one of the challenges a visionary will face I don't know. Is that correct? And I think, okay, delay. I think I added an adjective, delay in the bliss of what you desire to see. More like the fruits. That's a possible challenge that faces every visionary. And I give an illustration as regards, for instance, in a career you want to get a job, you shouldn't expect to get the bumper pay at your first employment. That's for the person seeking employment. Then if you want to be an entrepreneur, you shouldn't look out to get the large-scale profit at your first venture. I don't know if I'm getting you. Did I get you? So the delay wouldn't be from you. It's the system, because you're introducing something new. So people have to be familiar with it. I don't have all the time. I would have explained to you the principle, the psychology behind introducing a new idea in an old system. Thank you. You could see me.
You can see him later. You can see him later. He will explain. Okay. Over to you.
Thank you very much. Talking about time, I would say time is life. And if you tell me what you're doing now, I can actually predict what will happen in the next 10 years of your life. So what you do every second, every minute, every hour is what actually will eventually get to, you to your destination, where you're going to in life. So the question is, what are you doing with your time right now? That would depend, that would go a long way to show what will happen to you tomorrow. And firstly, I want to start by saying, I'm so sorry for showing up late for the meeting. And on behalf, I'm apologizing.
Thank you.
Not to you, I just want to say so. I really apologize, and I hope it won't happen again. But trying to solve it, I think it's all about being conscious of time, understanding the value of time, what time is all about. But on a personal note and a public note, if you're going to come late for a meeting, call the management and let them know with a very good reason, and I think some of us did that. Thank you very much.
Please clap for her. She says she's sorry. Clap for her. Okay, as for you, from Pakistan, I think your question would be better answered by Ukrainians. And I think we have Ukrainians here, right? No? From us? We can answer it. Okay. I also have an answer, but I want...
You give the answer you have.
I should give the answer I have?
But you know how you can give.
Okay, so who answered it? Do you want to answer it?
I can give the answer I have too.
Oh, okay. But don't you think we should ask them first? No? No? Okay, please help us.
Thank you. Not only to him, but it's I don't know much about the laws of this country. But what I know is it's more of sometimes finding an opportunity. For example, like I don't know all those who know Alibaba, Shawarma. He's not Ukrainian. I know probably by now he has a Ukrainian passport. But I spoke to him, I asked him, where did you school? He said he schooled in Odessa. What did you learn? I studied engineering. But I didn't want to ask him why you are making shawarma. But it was an opportunity because you found out that in this city, how many shawarma places do you have? How many have survived over the years? Since I've been here for like 5 years, and it's the only place like I can say that it's a shawarma place owned by him. It's an opportunity. He made use of opportunity in Ternopil. There are so many shawarma places in Odessa. Because Odessa has maybe a larger community who take in that kind of food as something new to Ternopil. It's more of looking around to see what opportunity you have. Another classic example, there's this newspaper, the Kyiv Post newspaper. It's in Kyiv. It's like the largest English language newspaper in Ukraine. It's interesting to know that it's owned by a Pakistani. How did he get it? Well, he found out that, people rely on it. The paper was going bankrupt. He used his money to buy out the paper. And he has his legal stay here. And so many other instances. Like, there are a lot of opportunities here, but it's like the system over here is kind of restricts you. But you knowing what the laws say about the country and how you fit in will also help you in the long way. So I hope I helped you.
So, number one, you know the laws. Then two, you find an opportunity. You have to scan right. and find an opportunity that you'll be able to fit in. So that's important. We will not talk more on that because we have some contributions, and I'll start from, I promised you a contribution, so.
I'm not really a contribution. I want to please apologize for coming very, very late. And on behalf of other speakers, I was in a fix. It was unavoidable. That's why. I was supposed to present something also, but I prepared, but I could not avoid what happened. And if every one of us begins to tell our own story while we are late, you will have reasons to admit with us to please very much. On lateness, it's I would say it's a cancer of we Africans. It's into us. None of my classmates are here. I can most it's very, very hard. I go late to classes. I like to keep to time. If I tell you 5 minutes and you don't come 5 minutes, I might go. But that thing, it's cancerous, it's inside us. And for us to cleanse it, we have to start individually working on ourselves. When some people say 5 minutes, they don't know what is 5 minutes. 5 minutes is 60 seconds times 5. Please, try and don't limit. When you tell somebody, I'm on the phone, 1 minute I'll be with you. It's wrong. It's wrong. You're supposed to say, I'm coming soon, or in 2 or please.
Okay, over to you.
Good evening, everybody. Okay, I just have a little contribution to public speaking. I know public speaking is about communication, and it would be good if we acquire some other communication skills, like sign languages, in case we meet people that are not able to hear or speak. So we use those other skills that we acquire to reach out to them. Thank you.
Okay, I want to contribute on the aspect of working with time. If every churches in this Ukraine, all the pastors, most of them are here, and the leader of FCS, and president of associations, and class reps, if everybody will come together and agree that once the program is 2 o'clock, be it 3 persons, they start that program, trust me, people will start picking up. That means leading by example. So the leaders has a lot to do. Then on the aspect of
It's a contribution, please, wow. It's a contribution.
On the aspect of public speaking, it depends on how exposed you are in learning things. Because me, back then in Nigeria, I used to be a class rep in Nigeria, all this guy, all this stuff. It's not learned. So you find yourself vulnerable when it comes to other learned programs. So when I came here, I started, and God helped me. So if you find yourself maybe always in a place where you drink or something like that, you find yourself vulnerable when it comes to things of like all this political stuff, all this class and programs. So you should try to associate, put yourself somewhere to be productive in your society. Then on the aspect of yeah, please, this one is very, very important. In Nigeria, my country, some bad things have